Hello, everyone in the human race. Good evening, good morning, good night. Go to sleep. Why are you watching this? Please watch this. Don't leave me. I love you. Why have you left? Please like the stream. Good, everybody. I'm confused. 6 p.m. I know, again, the comments will start. How is this wake up with Sorabh? It's wake up for whichever time zone you're in. So do not worry. We're going to have Bhavan sir here very shortly. Before that, please give a like and give a subscribe and give a share and all those things, just so that more people get attracted towards this. Also, let's be honest, we need some happiness right now since India lost very badly to Australia for a second day running. So tell your friends to come, tell your mother to come, tell your mother's children to come, tell everybody. And yes, early OP. That's correct. Raghav Bhargav and Akshay K and Subhas S. That's because I know that Baman sir is always on time, so I didn't want to make him late. So that's why I've come on time. Early OP Sharanya Deva, absolutely correct. Very excited to be having this conversation. I'll just do a couple of things that, before we begin. One thing is, of course, thanks a lot to everybody who came for yesterday's show, the Zoom show that we had. I had a lot of fun. There was about 45 minutes in the middle of making money for my kids, which was just supreme. So thanks to everybody who popped in, including all the members and stuff like that on the channel. Bahut maja aaya mere ko. Adbhut. Even my wife was listening to the show from outside, and she was convinced that I had got a laugh track. So it was genuinely that good a show. So thanks a lot for that. We're going to continue, as I said, with Wake Up with Saurabh. We have Sayami Khair and Nakul Mehta, and we're going to be talking about cricket. They both are big, massive cricket fans, so we're going to be talking about cricket and how much they love cricket and the game and all that kind of stuff. Just silly nonsense. Thanks to whoever recommended to get Sayam. And by the way, I have a pretty high chance that I'm ruining her name. I'm sure it's not. Is it Sayami? Is it Semi? It's whatever her name is. She's coming. Then on Thursday, we have S.A. Arvind, which is going to be fun. And then on Sunday, which is next Sunday, we have 100 episodes of the show, which is going to be a 7-hour stream. We're going to start at 11 in the morning on Sunday and go on till about 6 p.m. Lots of really fun people. Tanmay Bhatt, Samay Raina, Nishant Tanwar. I'm going to ask a bunch more people. Veer Sangvi is going to be here. KV, Kumar Varun. There might be a particular Pakistani cricketer, but I'll confirm that tomorrow. So yeah, there's lots more people coming up. Okay, this is just going to be a fun 100th episode. We're going to go on for a really long time. Before I bring on Baman sir, just to announce that I will not be able to take all your super chats. I'm telling you right now. Just treat it like it's a nice gift you are giving me. In case I don't read your chat, I will try and get to as many as I can. But I have a feeling that it'll probably be 4 to 5. And that's about it. And just two things. One is get on our Discord if you'd like to. There's a lot of fun stuff happening on our Discord. One of our mods will put up the thing there. And also on the separate channel, which has snippets from this channel, which haven't been updated in 3 days. But that's all cool. Vishal Sharma says Sayami was to be fast bowler in national cricket team. I did not know that. That's amazing. Cool. Okay, I'm going to bring him on. And before I do that, please give likes, give comments. He's one of my favorite people in the film industry, in the Hindi film industry. Been very nice to me in the 4 interactions that we've had in shows. And my love story with him began very long back, and we will talk about all of that. Please give a round of applause to Mr. Boman Irani. Everybody, do it now.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going, man? Mr. Pant. So listen, I just want to know, you said, I don't know how to pronounce her name. It's Sayami. You might as well delete that part of the thing. It's Sayami. I really don't know. But whatever her name is. So when yesterday you must have announced me, did you say his name is Bowman, whatever his name is? Did you do that?
I mean, it's become a running trend with this show where I don't know how to pronounce anyone's names.
Yeah, but that's not a badge of honor. I just want to let you know.
By the way, you are so you're way better dressed than I am as usual. It's very.
Well, I just respect the space. That's yeah.
Oh, which is a very sly insult towards me.
I didn't say anything. But whatever that's up to you. Yeah.
No, sorry. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
No. I'm pulling your leg, of course.
No. I'm deeply hurt and wounded, and I will never recover from this insult.
Please be.
How are you doing? You've been very, very productive during this lockdown, by the way.
I didn't know if there was any other way how I would make it otherwise.
Yeah.
I think it's a tricky one because I'm a traveler. I'm all over the place. I'm catching one flight. Sometimes the airline crew make fun of me when they see me. Hey, you're back. I mean, you fly more than us. What the hell? It's one city, another suitcase, another hall, another room, another bag, and it was relentless. And then one fine day you said you're going to be locked down for a few days, and that came as disastrous news. I said, few days? I'm not used to it. And then they said 21 days, and then we got the writing was on the wall. It's going to be some time. So immediately I kind of just accepted it and said, if I'm going to remain sane, I have to remain productive.
Yeah.
It's the only there was no other way out for a person like me who I've changed in the car so many times, I've changed in the car, literally.
Has there ever been people in traffic signals like, dude, was it Boman Irani?
No, not that bad. Not that bad. And I know when to change. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, it was, if I'm not going to be productive, it's going to really affect me big time.
Yeah.
So that's the route I took. That's the route I chose.
The travel thing is a big one because, like, much like you, I love the travel part of it. Like, so much so that over the last few weeks, I've just been having dreams about airports, like back to back.
Too.
Yeah.
I had one too. Maybe because I look forward to things. I really do. I think, we grumble about everything. I don't want to fly. You be careful what you wish for,
Yeah.
You got to be careful what you wish for. And I'm having dreams about airports. I want to travel again, but I'll go when everyone's good and ready and it's safe to go back into the water.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, we don't want the virus shark, doing bam bam to us,
That's a reverse of the vaccine, right? Like right now we're waiting for the shark to be the vaccine.
I know, really.
And it's gotten so confusing that I'm like, everybody claims they have a vaccine, but nobody really has a vaccine. Everybody's like, this vaccine is here. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be sometime.
Jab aayega, tab aayega.
Huh. But you've been
I realize you make your own timetable.
Yeah.
If I'm going to say, somebody says the vaccine's coming out next week and I'm waiting for it. I mean, what am I going to do for the whole week? Wait. No, you fix your own timetable, let them fix theirs. When it comes, we'll take it, because a watched kettle never boils. You look at the kettle, it never boils, so I stopped waiting for things.
We got to talk about Spiral Bound because I had a friend of mine who attended one of the, like whatever, for across a week.
One drop his friendship if he attended only one session.
Across a week, whatever, the entire seven days or whatever it was.
What are you talking about, man? Okay, tell me more about this friend of yours.
This friend of mine, he basically calls me. He's like, hey, listen, Boman Irani is doing these screenwriting things on Zoom, and they were for free or something.
Free, yeah.
Yeah, they're free. And he's like, dude, we're getting to talk to the Birdman person and all that stuff. And he's like, I've written my script in 7 days. It's probably not very good if you've written it in 7 days.
Houston, we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. Script in 7 days. This is going to be a disaster. All right. It is free. And I just hope that he didn't come because it was free. He came, I hope, because there was some value in it. That's very important.
Yeah, no. He
Who is this friend? Give me a name, no?
It's a comedian, so I don't want to name the comedian. I don't want to out the comedian. Maybe it's a good script for all I know.
No. He probably came more than once, and for sure, no one comes for just one session.
Yeah, okay. So, but it's 150. You did 100, and I'm very proud of myself that I've reached 100 episodes next week. And then I read about you doing 150 episodes, and I'm like, excuse me.
Actually, it's 205 when you read last. It's 205, 2-hour sessions every single day. And it's not just, it's teaching. It's teaching. I sit and teach. We sit and do theory. We sit and talk about the philosophy of writing. We sit and analyze films. We break down films, structure, character arcs, objectives. It's absolutely a wonderful world. Even if you don't enjoy, are not leaning towards being a screenwriter, you could want to be anything, but you will learn something from it.
So 2 hours every day since March 22nd, or roughly around
March or April, and then so 205 sessions with a few days off. In fact, we should have one every day, and then slowly when people started working, 2 days here and 2 days there, and it's exhausting, but it sustained us. It sustained me. It sustained a lot of people. It kept us distracted from all the claustrophobia.
Yeah.
It took us to different worlds. We watched movies, we paused, we broke down, we analyzed, we made friends. I mean, there's some, I think these are now friendships have been forged over here on Spiral Bound, which I can guarantee will be lifelong friendships, because I think everybody came together at the right time, and the learning is what's holding, is the spine of it. The
Yeah.
education is the spine of it. But apart from the education, I think we've bonded in a big way because we've got one good purpose, and that is to write good movies.
So what is the best sort of, how many, like, I mean, across 205, there's so many questions about this, because I remember I started, and during the pandemic I did, like, I think 15 days continuous of lives in the morning.
Right,
And by the end of it I was exhausted, which is why I reverted to doing 4 days a week.
right.
So to do it 2 hours a day every single day is genuinely, it's ridiculous.
And just like you, it's continuous talking.
Yeah.
And I've got 100 odd students in the class. So when someone says something, I got to pick it up from here, and I can see the 100 students, right? Sometimes 120, sometimes a little less. But you said this. What do you have to say to that? Do you have a counter argument to that? And it's exhausting. I think these calls tire you out a little bit. I just thought maybe it's just me. But when you speak for 2 hours at a stretch, and then after that, you prepare for the next day's session, which is, what am I going to teach tomorrow? And make the clips. And then I made a team. So I'd call somebody to make the clips. I call somebody to source the script. So if I'm showing a clip over here, and we read the script over here. So you read the scripts, read the scene, do a cold read. Then we watch the scene itself, and then we break it down. And it can be tiring, but it's very exhilarating.
So I can imagine being a student of this, where I would just be like, this is free lessons that I'm getting from some of the top, like, this is, even if you're and which is great. I mean, I think the one upside of this entire pandemic has been that you can up your skill levels a lot. And
this is for me the
Right.
thing, Sorabh.
Yeah.
That had there been no pandemic,
Yeah.
there would have been no Spiral Bound. And we would not be devoting so much time to pure learning. And I think it's a big, and I think nature is crying out to us to tell us, just sharpen yourself, because when it opens up, everybody's going to be making a living.
Yeah.
They're making a living, and that's great. And that's important. But when you make a living, you got to be extremely equipped to make that living.
Yes.
Because people are frustrated. They're going to go out there and going to say, okay, where's the work? Where's the work? But if you're equipped by sharpening your skills, you're going to have an advantage over there. It's not that we're looking for work. You're looking for work, but sharpened, buffed over here and here. There's a lot of work going to come along.
Yeah.
I think it's an upside, apart from the fact that lots of people must have gone through a terrible time. And I know that for a fact, when it comes to health, when it comes to work and frustration and finance.
Yeah.
It's hard. It must be hard. But now, what are you going to do? You can't mope. There's no time to mope. There's no time to grumble. This is it. So every morning we do the session. In the evening, I'd get 3 or 4 people together. We start preparing for the next day's class. You get this clip, you get this clip. You play this from this timeline to this timeline. Play that much. I'm going to discuss, this point. It was beautiful. It's just beautiful, actually.
So I can understand from the POV of somebody who's looking to learn, right? Where this is, I mean,
Right.
There's no other better school if you are into films, if you're into writing, if you're into screenplay, or if you're just keen on understanding how it works. Like, just as a film fan, what is it for you? Like, what did you suddenly discover? Like, oh shit! After all these years, I didn't realize this one thing, or multiple things.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you what's in it for me.
Yeah.
There are 2 things. One is I have been a student of screenwriting for about 8 years. Properly. Before that, great interest in writing, but been a student in the sense, genuinely attending workshops, I have a guru who teaches me, right? Who's an Academy Award winning writer, an Oscar winning writer. He's my guru. So he teaches me and I share. And the second and the more important thing of it all is I've had a good run and I want to have a better run in the industry, right? And another innings, because now everyone say, okay, you're 61. You've done. Let's talk about the old movies. So no, let's talk about the new movies that I want to do.
Yeah.
And when you talk about new movies, you've got to be sharpening your toolbox. So imagine I've got to sharpen my toolbox even with or without the pandemic.
Yes.
So I started as a student, and I was fortunate enough to get a guru like that. And then for me, because the industry's been, whatever I have has come from the industry. It's time to give back, right? And I think it's important to give back. And I feel that the greatest place that we can make serious inroads into quality is the writing.
Yes.
You got good actors. Look at some of our actors; they're fantastic. I just love, we've got good cinematographers. We got great art. We have a lot, but writing is an area which we can improve. I'm sure we have some wonderful writers, and we do. But youngsters, there is no learning part. I'll tell you the nicest thing that happened to me. The nicest thing I heard. I expect nothing from this. I expect nothing in return. I don't expect them to even say a thank you. And I get much more than that. And remember, never expect too much from anyone. You'll only be disappointed, but everything else is going to be a bonus. So having said that,
that's good.
A lot of
marriage advice also. Yeah.
Yeah. You just say, be happy, man. You're fine.
Yeah.
So there was one girl sent me a beautiful message, and I actually broke down. I said it the other day on another show. She was planning to sell her flat to go to NYFA to study screenwriting. And then the pandemic happened. So I didn't sell the flat. And then she said, you know what happened? I'm still in my flat, but writing school came to my flat.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, we got something over here that's absolutely brilliant and beautiful. And the stories like these, and there are thousands and hundreds of stories, I can't say thousands, but that keep the happiness quotient really high. It's all worth it.
And you also have to suppress the instinct to tell her, like, hey, the amount that you were planning to spend on NYFA, just 10% into my bank account. Thank you so much. It's very, very nice.
Oh, no. I think that, yeah. I just feel there are lots and lots of young people out there that eventually need basic guidance.
Right.
They might not need an education. They may have the instinct, education, and sometimes that guidance is priceless.
Yes.
You can't put a price on it. You can't get guidance from NYFA. You can get an education.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they say, what do we do? I said, just take it easy. Just practice for so many days, and you'll be fine by the time it opens up. And there was one girl sent me a message. One guy sent me a message saying, the first time he sent me a scene that he had written, it was a scene with 6 lines. Not that you can't have a scene of 6 lines, but it was not even formatted. It wasn't even with an understanding of what the breakdown of a scene. The two of them have gotten together and written a script, and they're already casting for it.
Like just like self-produced kind of casting, or
no? They got the job from someone,
right?
And the guy saying, this is ready to be cast. What the hell did you do? Where did you learn this?
Wow.
I don't want to take credit for it. It's always the guy who did it.
Yeah.
I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just saying the guidance is there.
I mean, everybody can receive the same ounce of information. It depends on what you do with it. You don't have to, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Very good, Sorabh. You're superb.
See, this is now I'm going to start my own. I'm going to do a separate show, which is going to be analyzing your show every day. It's going to be the things we've learned from Spiral Bound. But you're right. I got a message from a guy who said, I've been doing these shows, and one guy sent a message saying that my father was admitted to the hospital with COVID, and I had gone for testing as well. And just that entire time where I'm in this thing, I was just watching your silly things, and it just made me happy. And I'm like, that's the highest compliment you can give.
It's not silly. You don't understand. People
Yeah.
think of it as silly.
Yeah.
It is designed as part of, or as therapy.
Right. Yeah.
I think that people who make people laugh. So yesterday was the day before yesterday. There's a special school in Dubai. And of course, all the other kids were all over the place, from London and India and Pakistan and Dubai. And they're special children who have difficulty speaking, who have difficulty, getting one word out of their mouth.
Right.
And I did one session with them some time ago, and this time around I took Johnny Lever. Oh, I love very much. You know that,
Who doesn't love Johnny Lever?
Yeah. I love him. And we have a very emotional relationship. And I took him, and they went nuts. Okay, they went nuts. And I'm saying to myself, what is it that Johnny Lever did that was silly?
Yeah.
What is it that you bring Daniel Day-Lewis and make him sit over there, he's not going to have that effect on those kids.
Right. Yeah.
The world's greatest actor.
Yeah.
But Johnny Lee was like, Johnny, why? And they went nuts, right? They went nuts, okay? And then Johnny Lever just said he couldn't crack jokes in the sense because he was worried, something can go, He just did an alphabet for COVID, and he did an alphabet for internet geek.
Right.
A for B for that. And people were throwing, they didn't know, they just didn't know how to stop laughing. What's he doing? Is that silly? I think this is the best thing that's happened to us. People are messaging. Thank you. Nothing silly. Sorabh, you guys are doing something very important.
I mean, Johnny Lever itself, like the first stand-up show I ever saw was Johnny Lever. And it is... Oh, did you? Where was yours?
It must have been in the late 70s, early 80s maybe.
And so, and what is that experience like to watch him?
I went home like I'd ruptured a spleen or something. Like that. So where is the silliness?
Yeah. Okay.
Where is the silliness? Yeah, it's not silly, buddy. I'm a great believer in the in comedian. You say, "Hey, to comedian hai." Arey, kya comedian? Ye great aadmi hai. Tu karke dikha. A stand-up comedian, even a guy who just comes and does a walk-on part in a film.
You're right.
Guys are there. I mean, it's difficult what you guys do. It's amazing. So I don't like the word silly, but okay, if it's silly is the word, it's therapeutic.
Yeah, but silly for me is a positive thing. I like people who are silly. Yeah, it's always like a joy. Like Johnny Lever, just the eyes, right? The big eyes, which used to happen with Jagdeep a lot as well, right? It's the eyes. And he used to just be like,
why is his eyes like that? Because his insides are happy, right?
Right, yeah.
Insides are happy. Whatever shows on your face is part of who your insides are and who your personalities are. You should see the look on those special children's faces.
Right.
And I'm saying to myself, and then here I am, I'm taking tissue after tissue and crying away in the middle of it all. I'm saying this is what it is, yeah. It's a blessing to be. I know of a lot of people stand and they, especially at parties, when someone cracks a joke and then somebody says, I have one. And they, oh God, now we don't know when to start the fake laughter because we don't know when the punchline is, right?
Yeah.
You ever had friends like that? And then they laugh. Joke bolna, bhai. We'll laugh, we'll fake it. But say the punchline, deliver the friggin' punchline. It's difficult.
Yeah, it's and doing it organically. Like I think somebody like Johnny Lever specifically is you give him anything, you literally give him anything, and he will find something to make you laugh with it, which is incredible.
There's something. He had gone for someone's funeral. I hate to laugh at this. I'm sorry. I'm not being politically incorrect. This is Johnny Lever jokes. If you want to get angry, get angry. No. It seems politically incorrect. He's saying this guy is crying over there. And then he sees me, Johnny bhai. It literally happened.
I wrote an entire set. So my dad is one of the funniest people I've ever met because he's like the key of timing, right? To know exactly when to, like when you have that almost that
To
opening,
hit it,
like
to
yeah,
hit
like
that button.
yeah. So he and a similar thing happened with my dad and my entire family.
Right,
And it's I don't again, it's not something that I can probably say in public, but it was basically a joke at a Shamshan Ghat
right.
when a dear beloved of the family was
It
in the thing.
happens.
Yeah, and the thing was that there's a limit to how much sadness people can take. Right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like 2 days you've been miserable, and then one person makes a joke, and it just makes you feel joyous
And
towards
you
the
need
person.
it.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
need it. Sometimes you're waiting for someone to say something silly
Yeah.
because everybody needs to, like somebody can crack a joke about the dear departed, about how silly that guy was and he did that. Oh, he was like that. And everybody laugh and say, yeah. And it changes the mood.
Yeah.
There was a cousin of mine who lost her husband very young. And we were hugging everyone. And there was one, aunties were going and hugging her. And then I went to hug her and she said, she held me like that. And I'm saying, sorry, shh, quiet, keep quiet. I said, what happened? Just listen to what I'm saying. This is a girl who's lost her husband, okay? She's saying, you know that auntie? I said, yeah, I know her. Just keep her away from me. I said, why? What happened? She comes and hugs me every 5 minutes. I said, it's okay. No. She's smelling. I can't handle this. And I'm saying to myself, just see it. And then I looked at her and I smiled and I gave her a kiss, And it's actually who made the rule. She wanted to crack that joke at that point, and her husband's passed.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so what's politically incorrect? You know what I mean?
It's her choice. Yeah. I mean, it's
Her
how you
choice.
deal with it.
Right?
Yeah.
Saying she's stinking, oh, she's stinking, she's hugging me, just keep her. And then she started, and so it's humor is something very beautiful,
And it also depends. Like for me, the nervousness is often dissipated by laughter.
Right.
And which is the case for a lot of people. So I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, again, laughter is key to everything. By the way, we have a lot of questions popping, and we have to talk about our mutual school at
Yeah,
some
okay.
stage. But I'll take a couple of questions because people are about to start throwing things at me in chats because I'm not taking their questions.
Go for it. Yeah.
Just by the way, if you're watching the stream, please like it so more people tune in as well. Antriv Singh, welcome to membership and all those things. And okay, I'll take a question from Rajat Shah, who asks, I was always on stage during school days, participating in elocution, debates, and dramatics. Life took a different turn after, and now I'm in my 40s and have massive stage fright. How do I get rid of it?
Okay. If you like to be on stage, then the stage fright will happen but once. If you don't like being on stage, don't go. But if you like to be on stage, the stage fright will happen, but it's like a band-aid, right? Rip it off and you'll be fine. And I'll tell you one more thing. The stage fright happens not on stage. The stage fright happens backstage. Okay? So once that happens, then you walk onto the stage, right? Believe me, if you love it, you don't want to leave it then. And let me give you another piece of news. Stage fright is good. Stage fright is not bad. It means you want to do your best. It means that you have a nervous energy and you want to do well. So let it be. Go out there, say your thing, enjoy the boards, enjoy the wood on the floor, enjoy the light hitting this part. Catch the light, enjoy the crisp sound that comes up. Believe me, stage fright, like anything else, is a state of mind, and it happens only backstage. Once you walk onto the stage, you will be awesome. You will, because you love it. Make no mistake about that. I don't get stage fright. I get stage every time. Right. Every time. Even over here. It's a new audience. It's a new world. It's something new will pop up. What if I don't know, it's not stage fright. You want to do well. And that's the fear of that, not the fear of an audience. There are some people who are afraid of an audience. Don't look at the audience. I'll tell you a fantastic story. If it doesn't bring a tear to your eye, tell me.
Now this is pressure. This is a pressure already.
Listen to this. No, this is no pressure. I was talking to you about this special school.
Yeah.
And there was this girl, all right? And she has no eyebrows and she has no hair. Okay. And this is before Johnny Lever came, another session. This is just beautiful. All right. And so the principal is telling me she thinks she's the most beautiful girl in the world. And to me, if that's what she believes, that's who she is.
Yeah.
Who am I to say you need to have eyebrows and you need to have hair to be beautiful? Who gives me that right to make that deal and to make that law? So she's a bundle of she's okay. Her face is a smile. That's it. That's her face. All right. And I called up the principal and I said, thank you so much for allowing me to do this. He's saying, oh, you're crazy. They went mad. They went bonkers. And said that girl wouldn't stop talking to me. I said, that girl, I just loved her. I loved her. I won't mention the name. She was so beautiful, saying, Boman, you have no idea. I had stage fright. Who's the guy who asked the stage fright question? Rajat. So the principal who is dealing with these 150 students with special needs, she has stage fright and cannot speak. All right. And I never do that. I get somebody else to do it for me. Guess who gives her advice?
Who?
This girl.
Wow.
So why don't you speak? So she said, I was being honest. I said, I'm just nervous. I get saying when I see so many people, I get scared. So she did. Shh. So okay. When you come on stage, whether I'm in the audience or not, just see my face. Talk to me. Talk to me, and all your fears will go away. And I'm saying, where is this advice coming from? From a kid who we think we have to, how are you? In a condescending way,
Yeah.
She said, look at my face, and like I'm the only person in the audience. Now, I couldn't give you that advice, Rajat. That girl did. So if you're afraid of audiences, think of the person you love, someone who you're inspired by, and just see that face in front of you and talk to that person, and you'll be fine. I didn't give you this advice. That girl did.
Oh, it's a beautiful story. I used to, by the way, this worked for me. There's a friend of mine called Sunena, who's one of my closest friends, and she laughs at the dumbest things I say. So when I was dealing with the same thing of trying to be a comedian on stage and you're like, whatever, I used to imagine her and it actually worked quite nicely. And I don't know if this happened to you, but one breakthrough that happened with regard to me and the audience was I used to go in, especially as a comedian, where you're trying to almost overwhelm the audience. And my intention was in my head, I used to program myself initially like, I have to conquer them. And then the switch happened where I started realizing that everybody, like for the most part, everybody actually wants you to succeed. Even if
Right.
they don't like you, they still
I
want
do
you to
too.
succeed. Yeah.
Even I'm sitting in the audience, I say, hope this joke is going in the right direction, but people laugh. I'm always on tenterhooks for the comedian. Because there's nothing more. Man, it bombed, man. It bombed. Yeah. No, I hate it. Yeah. So you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, but the bombing is also sometimes great fun when the audience is like, so you do a joke at one audience and they're like, we get it, and then you do the same joke at another audience and they're like, wait, and then that response is also amusing sometimes.
It's great fun.
Yeah. So there you go, Rajat. That's a professional, wonderful advice from Mr. Boman Irani. He's saying thank you so much. Parth Desai says, love how Sorabh is having his fanboy moments for the last 3 podcasts. Love you, Boman sir. And by the way, I have before you yesterday was Renuka Shahane, and before that was Javed Jafri.
Okay.
So it's just been 3 back-to-back. I'm just like fascinated by 3 people who I've always liked. So yeah. And I have to mention this and about you, about the audience. The 2 times we've met, one was at Mami after I had seen Let's Talk, and I went to hug you, and I'm like, we are from same school, and you're like, cool, calm down. And the second time was at a corporate event where you got really angry with the crowd, which because some of them were leaving. And it's one of the nicest moments I've had in my career, where Boman Irani is standing up for me.
No, you missed the point. They weren't leaving.
Yeah.
They were asked to leave.
Yeah.
All right. So I tell you the dumb clucks that they are. So I finish my bit, and they say, and next, and I introduce you, right? I just say, hey, you guys, you're gonna have a great time, and Sorabh Pant, and everybody put your hands on Sorabh Pant. And Sorabh Pant comes and say, hey, Sorabh, all the best. And then somebody announces, okay, people sitting in chairs A to B to C to whatever, go to the bus. This is not the time to do that announcement. I'm saying, you dumbos, you're first supposed to do that. If people are supposed to start heading home, send them home. But when your performer standing on stage, you can't say, "Ek minute, ruk ja." What is it? Your tera time ho gaya, niklo. Tera bus, tera plane nikal jayega, tera train nikal jayega. Aise nahi hota hai. So I just said, I came back and I kind of said, please everybody, you organize all this. And I don't know, I forget. That's all I remember.
But it was great because for me, like I'm used to people walking out of my show sometimes because of content. It was rare that they're walking out because of bus. They're like bus nikal jayegi, and you can't even say anything to them because I'm like, "Arey bus nikal jayegi, to मैं इसमें क्या argument कर सकता हूँ कि तुम्हारी bus nikal रही है?"
No, you got it wrong. People don't understand, and people, they don't understand you when you go for a function, say in between, slot is say from 7 to 7:15, suppose, and I go into 7. Come. I said, someone's performing. तो कोई problem नहीं. अरे नहीं. अरे कोई problem. अरे someone is singing.
Yeah.
You can't walk in. Mamu aaya. Why? You can't do that. You got to wait for the blackout, or you got to wait for before one act. People don't have the sanctity of the act.
Yeah.
It's very important. Anyway.
Completely agree. I'm going to read out a few compliments for you. Antriv Singh says, thanking Mr. Irani for his services to the industry. Munna Bhai MBBS is still my go-to whenever I feel down. That laughter is just something exceptional. Live long and prosper. And he's he says, he's given me blessings also. See, I got blessings on behalf of you also. This is also very nice.
That's good.
Yeah. We got to talk about school. So both of us went to St. Mary's ICSE. And I mean, the story, I think you've spoken the story about being dyslexic and all the rest of that stuff. But let's talk about the fun stuff about St. Mary's ICSE.
So when you joined, I think the school must have, the standard must have gone down, no?
I mean, it was, that's what we heard every single year.
Pulling your leg, you took.
That's what we hear. But there is every batch who goes like once I graduated, literally the previous batch like, shit, this is shit people coming on 1998 batch is shit. But
which year did you pass up?
97.
Oh, show off.
Yeah. What was yours?
75.
So I'm so young and youthful, exuberant, full of life. I mean,
can I make a correction? So am I.
There you go. I just put on my glass, so just the swag moment that I have, which makes me look like Shakal now. But you had a good time in school, right? I mean, because what I loved about St. Mary's was that there were 2 football grounds in Mumbai.
Right.
I mean, that's unheard of.
There were 2 football grounds and 1 basketball court and 3 volleyball courts. I don't understand the kind of space we had. We should consider ourselves hugely blessed.
So I
actually a proper auditorium with projectors and everything.
Oh, you'll be very excited to hear this. I performed right before in February. One of the last few shows that I did was performing at the auditorium. Wow. And you'll be very excited to know that they now have a giant fan there, which makes it cool.
I know.
Very excited.
It makes more noise than it before. Wrong. Yeah, but the seats and all are theater size seats.
Yeah.
Beautiful auditorium. One of the best, I think. One of the best auditoriums in Bombay since the 60s.
Yeah.
Now they've renovated it. I think it's AC now.
It's AC also, yeah. And that, those giant fans that are there in airports, those really humongous ones, which are very exciting. But so did you do a lot of stage shows in school?
Yeah, a lot.
And did you play women? I'm asking for a very specific reason.
No, you must have. So
I didn't get the chance. I was not cool enough to play the woman. No. I played a tree twice. So yeah.
I had a starry tantrum. I said, I'm not going to play the tree. Tree? Who, me? No, I've never played the tree. I've never played it. But I would perform in the dramatics for sure and music competition for sure. It was great fun. And we were lucky to have that kind of facility in St. Mary's.
Yeah.
What else do we have that,
we used to have elocutions. We used to have the singing contest. We used to have quite a, yeah. The sports day also used to happen, which used to happen at that other
Huge.
ground
We used
sometimes.
to have it at NSCI or the Kohli Stadium, or we used to have the University Stadium.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah,
very interesting. And I remember the library was very good. It was a surprisingly great library, which I spent some weird
lovely.
amount of time in.
Yeah, the infirmary was good.
Yeah. Oh, the infirmary was just one of the best. It's one of the best
Yeah,
infirmaries. Yeah.
yeah.
And I remember seeing a wedding there once, and it was, I think, on a weekend, and I was like, "Oh, other things happen here." I was just shocked. I'm like, the school is. So, what is the like? What are some of the? Okay, this is the thing. Okay, after I got done with the all boys school for all this period of time, I had a massive problem talking to women for years.
I
Was
still do,
that?
because we didn't know. Nobody was there to tell us how to talk to. The first time some girls came from another school, we were behaving like idiots. We didn't know. We didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I think there should be a training of how to speak, how to say hello. And some nerds from another school, a co-ed school, they just know how to talk to the girls. And we never had the guts to even go and say hello.
Yeah. The the f-
Problem.
the first girl I fell in love with, and I genuinely mean I was in love with, was the first girl in college who said, "Hey, hi, how are you?" And I'm like, "Me? You're asking how I am?" And I was like, "I love
I'm a
this
St.
person."
Mary's boy. What are you talking about?
Well, she was a Villa Teresa girl, so
Yeah.
it all matched out nicely. All boys, all girl is the only way. So
No, but that's the thing with St. Mary's. I'll tell you what the
yeah,
best thing about St. Mary's
yeah,
is that because it's a Jesuit school, right? And so, and was considered the best school till you came along. Uh, till you, the thing
ruined
was,
it all. Yeah,
it's a wonderful mix of being a school which brings in students from simpler homes, to put it politely, or free students,
yeah,
and people from very affluent families, and hugely highly placed families. So we had this mix of people who on any given day would never be melded together. But all of us, we were all in a class, including kids who were free students, to industrialists' children, children from the film industry, or people from highly placed jobs, you know, made no difference to anyone. We were St.
yeah.
Mary's boys. And that's the thing, that there was no elitism, if you know what I'm saying. And the school could be elitist.
Correct. Yeah,
It could well have been, because it was a fantastic school. It still is.
yeah,
I think it's the sixth best school voted this year.
yeah. 6 or 8 it was. Yeah, for the last 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah. It's a fantastic school, fantastic facility, but no elitism. No, I'm taking my friends, 6 of them, to Singapore on my birthday. Yeah, really? No, none of that. We had a brown packet of sweets, Rawalgaon sweets, two sweets on your birthday. No expensive gifts, nothing, just 2 sweeties. That's all. And you could be the son of the richest man in the world, but 2 sweets. And nobody knows. I don't need to know what your dad does, man.
yeah,
I just need to know what kind of a guy you are, and you'll be my buddy on the line, and that's the beautiful thing, and that's something we got to teach our kids. Our kids, my grandkids now, because we're in a world where I think we're going into different spaces, a ghettoization of social strata, if you know what I'm saying. Nobody asked, where are you from? Where do you live? Nobody cares. It was just they are dudes. They are. I'll tell you, gentlemen ruffians, St. Mary's boys.
I think mine was just ruffians, but yeah, we tried. I think some people were gentlemen also. Yeah, I think it was
We
gentlemen
were
and
trained to be
ruffians. Yeah,
gentlemen ruffians.
yeah.
And it's
Did
good
you?
to be rough and tumble. It's good to be rough and tumble. Good to be part of sports, and then also good to be well spoken and manage in any circle.
Right.
You manage in any circle, whether you're speaking to these big dudes from wherever, you can hold your own, or you're with, I don't mean to be make it sound, but with anybody.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful part. That's what St. Mary's taught me.
Did he also follow the tradition of the school anthem being sung in a very specific way? I don't know if this was only during my batch, but every time, yeah, it was St. Mary's Boys was the running joke, right?
Boys.
Yeah, boys, and then
I
with
don't know how you
voices
got the
gay.
boys.
Yeah, with voices gay was really funny. It was back
Yeah,
then.
everybody think our voice is gay.
Yeah.
What's
It's
the
a
problem?
constant running joke back then. Yeah.
But we had a teacher called Mr. Parmanand,
Right.
and he used to say boys. So it
Yeah.
started from this. Listen, boys. So it came from there. St. Mary's Boys. Yeah.
This is unbelievable that you had a teacher and we had a separate teacher who said the exact same thing, which was boys.
But you see, every school
Yeah.
will have a teacher that said the same thing anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
I had a teacher like that. Really? What did he say? Both of you 3 boys come here. Yeah. Every teacher. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. Open the windows, let the atmosphere in. All these kind of things. Go to all 5
And
of you go to 4
come in.
corners. Yeah. All that. It's all the same. I have a feeling that
every school is the same goddamn thing.
Maybe it's like a recurring cast, right?
I have 2 daughters. Both are girls.
Yeah. It's the same joke. Yeah.
It's the same joke in every school. I don't know how that happens.
Maybe they're trying to be funny and we just missed the joke. Maybe or let's not give them credit to the teachers. Yeah.
I live just 10 minutes walking distance if you go by car.
Yeah. All of this, yeah. It's the same.
We loved our teachers, man. Teachers were the greatest.
I had a teacher who called me half pant in the class, and I was so embarrassed and amused at the same time.
Oh, you got embarrassed because you were called half pant, is it?
No, it was much worse.
You had other things to worry about. Anyway, go on.
No, I had hair that time. I had a few things going for me.
Did I say anything about your hair?
Hey, it just seemed like that's where you were going. It seemed like the obvious choice. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
See, by the way, this is one of the reasons I don't like doing this in the evening, because the spotlight makes my head look like a spotlight right now.
Okay, let me break the news to you. You do it any time of the day, the effect will be the same. Let me break it to you, son. Morning, noon, or night, it's going to look the same.
Okay, by the way, please like the stream again, just to announce this once again before I forget. And I'll take one more question from Jatin1234, where's a completely different hatke question. Seeing the book collection behind Boman sir, will he be able to give 3 book suggestions or his favorite books, please? Very
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
To Kill a Mockingbird. It's one of my favorite books. I like to read plays. Man for All Seasons.
Yeah.
Robert Bolt's, which is a book. It doesn't have to be a novel. And then I like some pulp books also. You know, I one book that I really enjoyed reading, and then the movie came out. I said the movie even better. I mean, a real nonsense fun book was a book called Jaws by Peter Benchley.
What was a book? I didn't know there was a book. I genuinely didn't know that was a book.
It was a bestseller, and I used to cover my toes while reading it in case the shark came and bit me in bed, you know. It was so exciting to read. And then Peter Benchley wrote the screenplay.
Oh, wow.
Peter Benchley and Carl Gottlieb. Carl Gottlieb was the cinema guy. Peter Benchley, of course, because he's written most of the... So it's a great fun book to just read. You know, everything doesn't have to be intellectual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee is a wonderful book.
The sequel is not as much. Go Set a Watchman was it was almost ruined everything.
Which one?
The sequel to Kill a Mockingbird, which is published like 40 years or something afterwards. Which is Go Set a Watchman.
This is recent, about 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know why. And she was a character in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scout and Gem. So the thing is that's the only book she ever wrote. Yeah, that's the only book. And she was an amazing writer, but she just wrote this one book, and then she went and wrote this one, which was not so great. Anyway, it doesn't matter. No problem.
I mean, the one that stands the test of time is the one we should talk about. I mean, forget the one which didn't work. Who cares? I mean, see, the Jaws book was way before my time. You know, as a youth myself, you know,
I'm making excuses. You were not born, man. You were not born in 1973.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I was -8 years old. You know, as a youth.
Yeah, it's a great fun book to read. I'm telling you, you really feel the shark is going to come and bite your toes off, man.
I'm genuinely going to buy this book just for you, and I'm going to see what it feels like. Yeah, that sounds great.
There's one shark looking up and one girl. That's the poster. I just see it's a reading experience because the imagery came right in front of your eyes, and if you read it in the dark, it's pretty scary. Anyway, go ahead.
We have somebody asking a very controversial question, which is your favorite, which is Chinmay Sardesai, who asked, which is your favorite Parsi eat out place?
Home.
I knew that was the
And it's
answer.
pretty controversial because I mean, there are some nice eat out places, but they've never matched up to home food, unfortunately, even if it's good.
Yeah.
Even if they're good, the food is good. But home is pretty good. You want to come, Chinmay? You want to come home for dinner one day? Huh? Come, we'll do a side deal. Someone's watching and listening over here. The guy who feels that we can only see.
Yeah, Chinmay. I'll get some cutlets on the side. That's my deal with you. It's like I'll be under the balcony just waiting for cutlets to fall. Cutlets to fall. By the three best foods I've ever had at any wedding was a Parsi wedding, a Bohri Muslim wedding, and a Marwadi wedding. I was just the best, outstanding, completely different genres of
food.
food.
Is also fantastic. Huh?
Yeah, it was just amazing. But I had a white color, some white sauce fish in the Parsi wedding, which I've been trying to recreate that taste.
Okay, hold it.
White fish. No, not allowed.
Saasni machi, boss. Don't call it white fish. Don't. All fish is white only. What are you talking about, man?
Oh, there's rainbow fish, rainbow trout. There is goldfish.
That's the exterior.
Yeah.
So you know what? Hold it. This is something very sacred. You can't mess with it. Saasni machi, the white fish, is my favorite dish on the planet. So when I'm not here and people want to remember me, eat white saasni machi on that day, right? Because it's my go-to happiness food. I don't know what it is. It's something great. It's so celebratory, it's such a beautiful. So you distracted me, man.
Now you're hungry. Now
I'm hungry.
Jaldi se, machli, white fish.
Saasni machi. White fish mat bolo yaar.
But this is the problem with talking about food is that I spent 25 minutes talking about biryani 4 days back, and since then every day I've been telling my wife, I'm like, biryani chahiye, and then I found out that there's very few places.
Biryani mangalo yaar. Yeah. On a sad note, on the biryani store, Jafar Bhai passed away this year.
Yeah.
Jafar Bhai, his biryani, we've grown up eating his stuff, man.
It's great biryani. So there you go. That's Chinmay Sardesai. You're invited to Boman Irani's house. If you can, actually don't go. Just don't go. It's not. Just even if you find the address somewhere, don't go. Leave him alone. Piyush Pandey says Boman sir OP for being OP means overpowered. It's a gaming term which has become part of chats. For being amazing.
Yeah, actor. I know what OP means. Don't treat me like your old uncle or something.
I mean, I don't
know. Okay.
Maybe you thought it was like some old actor's name or something. I don't know. I mean, it's
O.P. Relhan.
yeah. Or the guy who wrote books, those school books. O.P. is something.
O.P. Nayyar, musician.
O.P. Nayyar, musician.
Yeah. Well, all O.P. is Om Prakash, basically.
Yeah.
Om Prakash Relhan. Okay.
So he says, Boman sir, Om Prakash, for being amazing actor. Loved your hatke roles other than comedy in movies like Lakshya, Darna Mana Hai, Being Cyrus, Page 3. Tell us your experience of working with Ram Gopal Varma and Shyam Benegal. Specific question.
Ram Gopal Varma is a very hatke person. He doesn't want to go on the straight and narrow.
Right.
So whatever the obvious choice is, though, I mean, I discussed it with him. He was not on the set with me, and I've had a lot of discussions with him on certain films. But he always is happy if you do choose the option which is not done before.
Right.
I'm very happy with that. And as far as Shyam Benegal is concerned, I would pay money to work with him again. So, and I'll tell you why. Because the other day, a film of mine is being somehow everybody's been watching it. Well Done Abba. I didn't do very well in the theaters.
Right. Yeah.
Well Done Abba did very well. It was my experience with Shyam Benegal. I'd say, it was a lovely film and all. And I just said, Shyam Benegal, just sitting with him for an hour can be, it's like an institution. You just learn so much. It's like going to college again, So the student said, can you call him? I said, done. I called him up and he came and he regaled us for an hour and a half. And I tell you, it is Saubhagya jo kehte hain na.
Huh.
to just spend time with him. A flight, the knowledge, the wisdom, the philosophy, and the rigor. He's 80 something.
Right.
He's making another film now, right? Uh, he must have made some 38 films, 18 being national award winning films. I know of guys who made a film and a half and they think that they've arrived. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This guy's made 30 and God knows how many television shows and how many documentaries, and 18 or God knows how many, maybe more, have won national awards. And the guy is still so excited. So Well Done Abba for me was a great, great experience. I cried on the way to the airport. I wept.
Wow.
And the driver was telling me, "Kya ho gaya, Baba? Aisa mauka phir milega." That is right. He's right. Nahi, mere ko malum hai. And he was the driver gentleman was my friend. He became my muse for Arman Ali in the film. He was my muse. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Arman. Yeah. So instead of they had got a speech dialect coach for me, and I'm learning. The dialect coach is teaching me how to say it correctly. And then I said, I want this guy to be with me all the time. Who? My driver. Saying, but where do you have to go? In Ramoji Rao, you've got to go from here to there. I said, no, keep the driver with me. Because he was the living embodiment of my character, who was a driver from Hyderabad. And I would just sit and chat with him. And I was crying. He's saying, Baba, mat ro, humko bhi rona aayega. And he was crying. And he's saying, I was just leaving the sets of Well Done Abba. And I'm saying, man, that Mr. Benegal, you got to be like him.
Yeah.
Don't let it go to your head. He's an international figure. Anytime in the world, where are you going, Mr. Benegal? They're having a retrospective of my films in Japan. Where are you going now? I'm going to Buenos Aires. They're having a retrospective. This is the dude we are dealing with, man. A retrospective of my films in some corner of the world. And every time I'm meeting, I'm going here, I'm going there. That's a life, man.
Yeah, I mean, if there was to be a retrospective of your films, like I remember seeing Let's Talk, which, as I said in Mami, it was one of the. I remember I had done a course which I wish they still had, and I think which is Mumbai University had a course which is a film appreciation course, a certificate.
You went to Mumbai University
for 2 months. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's part of the Harvard course via Mumbai University. It's it's very esteemed. Shyam Benegal had a retrospective.
The punchline has been delivered very well. Move on.
I'm doing 3 extra ones for no reason. Okay, like I've got the joke. Move on.
Yeah,
Yes.
go on.
So we got entry to the first Mami. I think that's where Let's Talk was. But another film of yours I really loved was.
I got to tell you a quick story about the entrance to the Mami. So the movie was never meant to be screened, or somehow we got into Mami. And it was shot on a handy cam, literally.
Yeah.
It was a lousy little camera. We shot it in 8 days. And, people said, why did you shoot on handy cam? I said, because we didn't have the money. I mean, this is much before the YouTube ka zamana, right?
Right.
But anyway, we shot this film without knowing the fate of the film. But it suddenly went to Mami. And then, wow. And I said, it's a film festival. And so I get a call from Ram and said, my boss, it's houseful. He said, what? That little thing is houseful? So he says, yeah, come fast. I said, okay. And I went sprinting over there. And literally, there were the public standing outside and, metaphorically and physically breaking down the gate to get in for this little film. And they had put up a barricade outside and people are shouting, Humko andar lo. People are sitting in the aisles. And then I land up over there to be let in. So one production, some cousin, production guy, Ram's comes over there. Boman, come. Yeah, come. Excuse me. So I'm wading my way through the crowd and they open that little gate of the barricade.
Yeah.
They let me in. Say, hey, hello, aaram se. Ye picture ka hero hai. They looked at me. Ye? Kisko ullu bana raha hai tum? देखो पोस्टर पे हाँ यार ये पिक्चर का हीरो है यार सड़ेला पिक्चर होगा अगर ये हीरो होगा
So your first review before you even got in was somebody
That's
doubting
so
that.
demoralizing, man. ये picture का hero. Why did he say hero, यार? बोले यार
Yeah.
picture में acting करता है. Hero means yeah, man. Anyway, so go
But
on.
yeah, but let's talk was I mean, it was such an interesting experience because it seemed like a movie that was made not for money. It was not made for, I mean, it didn't seem like that. It was just made because the story needed to be told, which I thought made it quite interesting. And that concept of the different moods of Krishna, what is it?
Yeah. No,
Is
no.
such
The
a, sorry,
different moods of how people will accept a fact.
yeah,
What are the thoughts that run inside your head? Will
yeah,
he be this? Will he be that? Will he be this? Just like a tumri can be sung in 8 different ways with the same word in 8 different meanings or passions or feelings. And
yeah,
that's the structure of the film. So for one shot, we needed a makeup artist to put a scar or something, right? So the makeup artist is asking Ram the story, and Ram started about the tumri. I said, Ram, yaar, don't start about the tumri, man. So tumri mein jaise hota na. So this is girl, and she said, and Ram told the whole story, you know. So that guy is listening to Ram like that, you know. Acha phir. And then this happens and that happens, and the 8 different moods of how it plays out inside of our head.
yeah.
You know what the makeup artist said? बराबर लेकिन स्टोरी क्या है स्टोरी लेकिन स्टोरी क्या है
क्लाइमेक्स में क्या होता है?
So and then I took over. I said, Ram, you go. I put my arm. No, Ram was there. Just I cracked an additional joke. क्या बोलते हैं? चलेगी. He started laughing. God, chalegi picture. Anyway, that actually made my career in many ways because that's the film that Vinod Chopra saw.
Yeah.
And to send that guy, you know, I want to cast him in a movie through Let's Talk.
Yeah, I can imagine it was a really, it was almost like, and as an acting, I'm sure, as an actor, I'm sure it's a blessing to be in a movie which is directed by a guy who's prodigious and amazing, which is Ram Madhwani, and also where you get to do every possible emotion.
जितना एक्टिंग करने का दिखा दो,
like from
जितने
0
रसा
to
है
100.
दिखा दो, नव रसा के 25 रसा दिखा दो, जितने भी रसा है दिखा दो. No, it was an actor's vehicle actually in many ways, and it was, but nobody really saw that movie.
Yeah.
The people who it meant, I mean, it had an effect on the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sent it to the national awards, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was being shortlisted for best actor that year, but they sent the movie back. They rejected it. You know why?
Huh.
It was shot on digital.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
But it was converted to 35 mm. That didn't,
Not
none
on
of it
digital.
mattered. Oh wow. Wow. What a dumb reason.
No, but that's the law.
Right. Okay. I guess.
You never cry about these things. Just move on regardless.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, we have Abhinash who says, virus sir OP, this is not even funny in the pandemic.
Well, I didn't understand.
He said virus sir OP, which is this is not even funny in the pandemic to say virus sir OP, but all hail to the OG virus, which is
Now, okay, I'm going to plead. OG.
Yeah. OG, hare, like OG.
OG, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Thank you.
OG is original gangster, which is the original. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, huh? I like it.
It's nice. You should accept that.
Nice. I like OG.
Okay, we'll take 2 more questions. I know you have a very busy schedule. We'll take 2 more questions. And I have a question. I'll just read out some comments from Atharv Bhave, who says, "Love you, sir. You are a legend," with 7 exclamation marks. So he's very excited about it. And Shivan Sharma, thanks a lot.
My wife did. She'll say, go get your own, go fix your own dinner, man. Legend, my.
There's Karthik Sharma who says, which actor / director you wish you worked with before they passed away? What an interesting question.
Balraj Sahani, actor.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's, people don't even, not a lot of people ever heard of Balraj Sahani.
Oh no, he was great.
Yeah. And director, Rishikesh Mukherjee.
Oh my God. Oh, you'd be so good in a Rishikesh film. I can totally see that. That would be Yeah. But then, I mean, when you think about it, it's almost like the baton of making sort of a variant of the Rishikesh Mukherjee film has been passed on to Rajkumar Hirani.
Absolutely.
And which is why it's, yeah, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. So it's a good film. But Balraj Sani was a good one. There was one person we worked with, and I mean, which is again another thing which sort of I think people who saw that particular play loved you forever, loved both of you forever,
Uh-huh.
which was I'm Not Baji Rao,
Yeah.
and because I've heard I think Rajkumar Hirani talk about it or Vidhu
Yeah.
Vinod Chopra, I've forgotten who,
Yeah,
and it was,
both of them love the play.
yeah, it was a stupendous play. So, what is the experience like working with Sudhir Joshi, who's actually still,
Oh,
I mean, a master in stage and in Marathi, the world. So, what is it like working with him?
uh, it's like going to college, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you sit and it was a lovely experience. I'm sitting and talking to Sudhir, and someone comes and says, "Coffee, coffee." So both of us says, "No, no," and we're doing coffee, coffee. No, no, no. Third time he says, "This is." She's asking us coffee 3 times. She hasn't even realized that we are rehearsing, and that's great,
oh,
which is such a good thing. He says it means that we are. It doesn't look like we're rehearsing. We're talking. We're having a conversation.
that's
It's such
damn
a beautiful
interesting.
space. And that's the space you must hit. That's the space you must hit.
Yeah, now that I think about it, that play did have that. It had that reality of normal conversation.
And
Yeah.
then where do you know when to pump it up, and when do you know how to dramatize it, and when do you know how to talk? And he taught me so many things.
Yeah.
And I continue to learn from lots and lots of people every single day of my life, you know. But he taught me a lot. And what experience in the Marathi theater. And
Hmm.
Marathi theater is solid, huh, boss?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's solid. You go, I mean, right by my house, there's Shivaji Mandir, you know, it's not going, it's not dinner and a play. They come to see a play, and if they don't like it, they're not going to clap.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
like
yeah.
it, they'll clap, you know, and that's the way it is. So they're serious about the theater. And he comes from that world. God knows how many thousands and thousands of stage appearances he did before he met me. And then he took to me, and, you know, we loved each other. Like, I knew what he's thinking. He knew what I was thinking. And it just, so, you know, he used to forget lines, though, I must say. So, you know, when I see it in his eyes, I say, the 4 lines from now, he's forgotten that line, you know. So, but we had a tuning. It was unbelievable. We had a tuning that was unbelievable. He had great, he initially must have been a little anxious to work with a guy who was time on stage doing a proper long full-length play. मतलब ये कौन है यार बच्चा मेरे सामने लेके आया?
Yeah, yeah.
And then he took to me, you know. And I tell you, I don't like to toot my own horn, but one of the best compliments I got was from Sudhir Joshi. You know, and I'm getting all emotional about it, you know. And he came out of the stage. There was a moment where something went wrong on stage, and I improvised, and I saved the day, you know. And he walked off stage, and he waited for me, and then I walked off stage after the show got over, and then he saluted. He saluted. He did.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'll never forget that expression on his face. And I hugged him and I cried, because I think when you get that kind, when somebody of that stature uh, acknowledges your work, and he just loved me to bits. So much so, he loved me in Zenobia so much that he had no kids. Um, and once during which is the festival? It was it the Dasera time, where a married couple sits for a puja in the family. They use a married. Is it during Dasera or holy time? I don't know when.
Even I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
I'm so sorry to be such a uninformed Hindu, but I'm sure the chat will be able to help us out. Somebody will say it.
Yeah, so they call from the family, say
Yeah.
maybe a newlywed, and they sit for the puja, which they have a puja में एक पूजा होता है घर पे. एक married couple की जरूरत होती है वहाँ पे बिठाने के लिए. So he says, will you sit? Because I don't have any, you know. So Zenobia and I sat, you know, we wore the Hindu, like a couple, you know, we wore the thing, and we wore the dhoti, and, you know, and the nice Maharashtrian Nawari kind of sari Zenobia wore. And we sat in the, and we felt so privileged that people consider you close enough to be a family member, or maybe like a surrogate son. And it's such a beautiful moment, and he's smiling away at us because you are now part of my life, in my house, in my puja. I hope somebody can, if you can read from the chat box, if there's somebody who can tell us about that puja where a couple sits.
Somebody saying Satyanarayan Puja. Is that what?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, lots of people have said it, and people
Yeah,
have corrected
there you
it.
go.
Yeah, they see this
I'll
is
never
the chat.
forget that. I'll never forget it. And it's a blessing to have communities come together and respect. And that's the way he showed me respect.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it could be seen, and it was so visible in that particular play. I think you guys, you had been doing it for a while when I saw
10
the
years,
play.
man. 10 years.
Wow.
And it was meant to be only 3 shows. 3 shows, experimental theater, bye-bye. It's 2 old men talking for 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
How can that be a blockbuster?
But it was so funny. Yeah.
How can it be designed as a blockbuster?
Yeah.
It was an experimental show.
But 3 shows, and then Kunal Vijayakar was there, and I've forgotten who else. Somebody else also. It was a delight to watch that play, and it's one of those things where, like, the celebration of. There was a moment where it was funny, and then there was poignancy, then there was existentialism, then there was another funny moment, and then it was just silliness, and it was just everything in that vehicle. It was I mean, generally one of my favorite moments in theater. So that's just a fanboy moment for me, from me to you and Sudhir Joshi. It was just and of course Rahul Dakunia. I mean, come on, it's yeah.
Where are you from, Sorabh?
I'm technically from Nainital, born in Delhi, grew up in Mumbai. So I'm everywhere. I'm all over the world. I'm global citizen. So yeah.
Yeah, technical global citizen. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, Chirag Kakkad has said, "Hello, Boman sir. Love you. Spiral bound rocks." So people love what you're doing. This is great.
Chirag is one of my friend, student, whatever you like to call it.
The line is it during this time that the line is blurring about these, like, people who watch what I do, and some of them who I've become, I mean, friends with in a regard, and then you don't know where the line goes. So I think yeah. But sir, this was a pleasure, an honor, a privilege, and it is a delight. All those words, I'm using every one of them at one go. And as St. Mary's boys, this has really been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Is there anything you'd like to say before going? Any message you'd like to give to the human people watching, the billions and billions of citizens?
I'll say something to you first. Don't change the lighting. It's not going to make any difference. Number one. Actually, it did.
It actually made it better. I was doing it wrong all along.
Secondly is all those who are finding a sense of claustrophobia in the pandemic. Well, the planet has seen worse in world wars and Hiroshimas and Nagasaki's and tsunamis and what have you. So it's not going to be smooth sailing always. But believe me, there will be a light at the end of the tunnel very soon. And sharpen your toolbox. And polish it, because when it starts, then you'll turn and say, man, what was I doing for 8 months or 9 months? I don't know. What was I doing? I should have sharpened my game. Sharpen your game. We'll be very busy soon, and this will be just a memory. But make a good memory out of it also, if you can. Help some folks if you can. You have no idea. People sometimes feel shy to reach out. So help some folks if you can. That's all I can say. Thank you.
That's very sweet. That's a very nice way to close this out. Thank you, Boman Irani. You're a very nice person. And I will tell you a personal story from comedians who've spoken to me about this. And my own personal, this thing is that when you like somebody and what they do, you send them messages on Facebook. And I've had at least 3 or 4 comedians say this is one of the nicest moments in my career as a comedian, to receive a message. And then one person's like, dude, is this really Boman Irani? Is this a fake profile trying to send me positive? So it's just a nice thing that. So thanks a lot for supporting all of us and being just a nice person overall.
I value you guys. Yeah.
Superb. Thanks a lot. I'll just do some concluding remarks and take a few questions that I couldn't. Thank you, Boman Irani.
I'm running along. Bye, guys. Everybody couldn't see all your faces. I had only one face, so
sorry for that.
One face to deal with, but I managed. I pulled through. It was tough, but see you all.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
See you soon.
Bye. Awesome. Thanks a lot for everybody who tuned in. Again, you can still hit the like button and please subscribe. Lots of fun stuff coming up. Again, as I said, 100th episode next Sunday. It's going to be a lineup which is going to be about, I think, maybe 15, maybe 20 people. So please like the show. And I will read out a couple of super chats before I head. We're going to continue on Tuesday. Tuesday, 11 a.m. is as I said, Sayani Khair and Nakul Mehta talking about cricket. Both actors, both also massive cricket fans. Thursdays, Arvind, Arvind Essay, whatever you want to call him. He's got a new special out on Amazon Prime. We're going to be talking about that and just general chit chat about other things. Saturday, I think next Saturday is going to be nobody. And then Saturday, I have a stand-up show. You can come watch that. The tickets are on sorabpant.com. I put the link right here. I put sorabpant.co, but you can add the and just go ahead and do it. And this was a delight, man, just to talk to Boman Irani. There are a few people who super chats I couldn't take. I'm sorry about that. Vajresh Thakur, thanks a lot for your super chat. Shivasis Mohanty, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Karthik Sharma, I think, thanks a lot once again. Vajresh Thakur, sorry, man. We had 2 questions I couldn't take. Antar Singh I took, and Chinmay Sardesai we took. And yeah, that's about it. I think Karthik also, we took your question. And Shivansh Chopra, how was your experience working with Jenny Talia? I don't know who that is. Oh, okay, I get it. It's a joke. I got the joke. Very nice, man. Shivansh. This is like that day when that chess Poland player or whatever that was. That was great. And Jade Monk as well. Thanks a lot for your super chat. So yeah, just keep watching the show. Again, please tell your friends if you enjoyed any of the episodes previously. Again, we've had Javed Jafri, we've had Raju Srivastav, we've had pretty much all of my contemporary comedians and cricketers. There's Hardik Pandya, there's Harsha Bhogle, there's all sorts of content for you to watch. So if you like any of them, please tell other people about it and spread the word about it. Because as I have learned, ये तो आपका ही channel है, तो आपके ही channel को बढ़ावा दीजिए. And thanks a lot to all my mods, Devesh Srivastav, Dhanush, Sharanya Deva, Raghav Bhargav, Kajol, and Devesh Srivastav, I already said. And of course to Manu, Manav, and Niharika. Thanks a lot, guys, everybody tuning in, and take care of yourselves. And this was a delight. I'm so glad I finally got to talk to Boman Irani. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye. See you later.